Hi, everyone. This is Stephen Long, the notorious BIC, and I just want to take a minute to explain a little bit further on this agency change that you're seeing on your listing agreement and your buyer agency agreements that is throwing everyone for a loop. It's essentially the same as it has always been. The Forms Committee and NCAR added this line here that is throwing everyone off that says, that the seller does or does not authorize the same individual agent to represent both the seller and the buyer in a transaction. So that particular item is not associated necessarily with your agency agreements. So the seller still has the ability to choose exclusive representation, as they always have, and dual agency, as they always have, and likewise designated dual agency. So all those things exist. After extensive conversations with the Forms Committee and the attorney who drafted this form, it has come to our attention, or it has been clarified at least, that either of these boxes, regardless of agency choice, is an appropriate option. So from a compliance perspective, either of these boxes could be chosen by the seller or the client and be sufficient. The biggest hangup here is that the seller is authorizing the listing agent to either bring a buyer as the listing agent and buyer's agent or not. And so if you are going to be the selling or listing agent and represent a buyer as one individual agent, then you would definitely want to make sure that you authorize that here. Otherwise, that is the only implications of this question as to whether in a dual agency situation, the seller would prefer that the listing agent represent a buyer or not. That's really what this is meant to address. It is not that clear, a little bit ambiguous, and there's going to be some revisions made in the near future. But from a compliance perspective, as long as one of these boxes is checked, you should be good to go. Just make sure you are, in fact, having the conversation about agency, as well as going into the conversations of designated and dual agency. So I hope that clears things up. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. I'll be monitoring and answering as needed. Likewise, you always know how to reach me in any capacity. You can call, text, or email. Happy to help.